Cardinals 25, Dallas 22 mean the Cowboys were on this NFL Week 17 Sunday not ready for playoffs? Yeah, I do think it means that. Mike Fisher reporting from ATT Stadium. Cold outside and for the better part of three quarters. Pretty frigid inside in terms of what the Cowboys offense was able or unable to do. And the reason I think this one is so stunning, this result is so stunning, is not just because of the upside down impact it now has on the NFC playoff chase, which we'll get to in a moment, but this flies in the face of everything that the Cowboys thought they were going to do, everything that the Cowboys talked about what they were going to do. And of course, every team has a game plan in terms of X's and O's. But if you look back to the week, and we talked about the psychology of this game and the psychology of the two leaders of this team, the two most obvious leaders, the head coach, Mike McCarthy, and the quarterback, Dak Prescott, they very purposely put messages into the air, into the locker room and through the media, very intentionally, very purposely. There was a psychology to the way that this locker room tried to approach this game against Arizona to start the new year. Said McCarthy on the matchup coming in, this is going to be a playoff type game. We both need this game, and I think you'll see that Sunday afternoon. No, said Dak Prescott, we're going to come out there and be the enforcers. No, said Mike McCarthy, the real football starts now. No, said Dak Prescott, Arizona's a playoff team, a team we could see next month. You want to make sure you come out and we play our best ball. No. None of those psychological buttons that were pushed by the two psychological leaders worked. They fulfilled none of that. Cardinals 25, Dallas 22 means that the real football stalled. It means we're the enforcers is an empty boast. This game as a playoff preview, McCarthy and Prescott and the Cowboys and you better hope not, unless you just mean the fourth quarter. Dallas stormed back with 15 points in the fourth quarter. Now, if you want to score 15 points every quarter, that's a playoff preview for an offense that critics now are going to say, uh-oh, here's that slump word again. Dallas views itself as a bully on the block here, or at least it did. In fact, in the post-game comments from Prescott, Tank, Van Der Esch, Zeke, and CeeDee Lamb, on and on and on, this doesn't seem to change, at least in terms of what they're saying, their mindset about what they are. In fact, frankly, they took a lot of time in the post-game meeting with us in the media to talk about how they were playing against two teams today, the referees being the other one. But when Dak talked about enforcer, it was out of character. The quarterback, not usually given to bulletin board pregame commentary, but he saw the need to say it out loud, and he did it on purpose. Prescott sent messages all week. So did McCarthy. But Arizona quarterback Kyler Murray, DFW native, who's now 9-0 in this building, AT&T Stadium, high school, college, and pro, apparently he didn't get the message. 26 of 38 passing for 263 yards and 2 touchdowns. That doesn't tell the whole story. No, the numbers on his rushing totals don't tell the numbers either, don't tell the story either. He scooted around Dallas's high energy defense for 44 more yards. He was the show here, not Dallas on offense, not Dallas on defense, Kyler, even though the numbers aren't extraordinary. Dallas is now 11-5. They entered the weekend as the number 2 seed in the NFC. They hope they could catch Green Bay. Arizona is now also 11-5, entered at number 5. But the apple cart just turned upside down. Cowboys are now at 4 as I speak to you. That could put them in a home playoff against, the Cardinals again. And the Cowboys locker room was like, yeah, bring it on. But that seems like another psychological button to me. Some guys in the post-game locker room, including CeeDee Lamb, say, well, it's really hard for somebody to beat a team twice, meaning, hey, we'll play the Cardinals again and then we'll split with them because that's just the way it works. It doesn't just work that way because you say it. And maybe the Cowboys realize that to some degree on this Sunday. Dak finished with a deceivingly decent line of 24 of 38 for 226 and 3 touchdowns, the early one to a now out for the season Michael Gallup. But most of those numbers came in the late flurry that followed Dallas scoring just 7 points plus a missed field goal through the first 3 quarters. That's the reality of this. Zeke said after the game there was a lot of football to be played, and that's a great cliche, but it's not true. There's not a lot of football to be played. This is week 17 of the NFL season. Dallas came in having won 4 straight. They quieted critics of Prescott and his slump. Those critics will now return. And beyond the week 18 visit to Philadelphia, which itself is trying to make the playoffs, there will not be a lot of football left to be played if Dallas plays like this. Arizona came in having lost 3 straight, offensive slumping. The Cardinals had managed to score a total of 51 points in those 3 games. That's right. Arizona, in its previous 3 games, scored fewer points in 3 games than Dallas had in the 1 game against Washington. But that's ancient history now, and frankly, and you know my belief on this, my policy on this, so is bitching about the refereeing, which the Cowboys almost to a man did in the locker room. The late Cardinals fumble that the refs botched was botched. It was a fumble, it was a mistake, tough luck. Try not scoring 7 points in the first 3 quarters and watch how much more lucky you get on calls. The Cowboys are a playoff team, that's undeniable. But as receiver CeeDee Lamb said, you got to go out there and do it. And all this team did this week was talk about it with the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. Fish out.